is the TorbayHour radio show.
Certainly is just after 8 o'clock. How's that? Just after 8 o'clock? I know what's going on. The clock must be wrong. It's 8 o'clock. Everything is set by us, not by anything else.
No.
Yes. Right, it's the TorbayHour radio show. It's Rick and Martin here. We're doing our thing on a Monday night. We talk and we tweet business. Doing business in Torbay and South Devon. It's as easy as that. We've been doing this over a year. Everyone should know.
Come on, keep up.
If you want to get in touch, the easiest way is, of course...
#TorbayHour at Torbay_hour.
Nice. We like that. Doing business and Torbay in Torbay and South Devon is what it is all about. We have all the usual things. In fact, it's a busy one tonight. We're going to be talking travel later. We have a Tame travel agent, so we'll talk to her, find out about travelling in Europe at the moment. We've got, I'll tell you what, we've got Military Wives on the show tonight as well.
Ooh.
Yes, they have a new single out. We'll find out more about that. If there's something which you're promoting at the moment, maybe there's a special offer in the run-up to Christmas, let us know. We can tell Torbay and South Devon. In fact, we can tell the whole world. But it's all about bringing that business into Torbay and South Devon. Of course, one of the big events that's happening this week, we've been talking about it, and I keep saying, I'm sure it's this week. But I am sure it's this week, is the South Devon Link Road.
Yes.
Which is going to be completed, theoretically, I believe, on Thursday.
So I'm hearing, yeah.
Which means it's probably completed now, but they're just doing the final things and painting white lines and
sweeping
here and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that is going to make a significant impact in the area, even if it's just meaning we can go to Exeter in half the time. Probably less than half the time, actually, from what it is at the moment.
And just cut down on traffic and make things easier going through Newton Abbot, and just, I think everything's going to be a bit easier.
Do you know, my only concern with it is what's going to be happening at the junction, the Edgingswells end of it, because I thought that was going to be a cloverleaf junction where, the traffic swept round to the left or right and it didn't have to stop.
Yeah.
But now seeing that it's traffic lights, I just fear that we're going to end up with a 1 mile queue. Instead of it being approaching the Penning roundabout, it's going to be approaching the Edgingswell junction.
I tend to have faith with it. Basically, they were saying that if it was with Cloverleaf Junction, then there would have been cost implications with that, and it would have taken a lot more money, and a lot more houses would have had to have been bought up to actually put that in place.
I trust that presumably they have done traffic flow analysis.
Well, it's only been 40 years in the planning or something, so they've had plenty of time to do that, and they can easily put that through a computer and sort of say, yeah, okay, that's how it's going to work, and this is where it's going to do this is where it's going to do that. It's responsive as well, as far as I'm aware, so if traffic does start building up in one place, then it'll just let that flow a bit better as well. So would a Cloverleaf be better? Yeah, probably. Could it be afforded? Who knows?
Maybe they can upgrade it at a later date. I think that if you're coming down the hill, if you're coming down Hamlin Way, as it used to be called, if you're coming down there and you're going to turn left, I think there is a filter going left towards Newton Abbot.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
I don't know whether you have to stop there. The big question, though, is the old road, what was the A380, what's it going to be called now? If the new road is the A380 South Devon Link Road, what's the old road going to be designated as?
Torquay Road, Newton Road.
Yeah, but what's the A number for it? We just don't know. If you have the answer to this question, then let us know. Not that our mind can be focused on silly things.
Yeah, There you go.
Right, should we talk some business?
Go on then.
This is the TorbayHour radio show.
Okay, talking and tweeting business today, and I think we'll talk with we'll talk with someone, Scott, who I think work in one of the most seasonal locations, if not seasonal businesses, in the whole of Torbay and South Devon.
Yeah. That's one way to put it, I suppose.
It's a restaurant and bar based at the Christmas Tree Farm.
Yeah.
Now, at the moment, you must be absolutely rushed off your feet.
Yeah. I'm very, very, very busy at the moment.
So how did this come about? Because bearing in mind that the Christmas Tree Farm is obviously a very, very seasonal business, why did you want to run a restaurant there? Do you get customers all year round?
I've only been open for 3 weeks now, so I'm yet to determine the customer bit. But we have got a lot of people coming back just for the restaurant itself, so it's got the potential to have a lot of customer base that will come back time after time. I mean, the location alone is kind of like one of the main things that attracted me, just because of it's completely unique. In Torbay, it's unique. We're quite well known for our seaside fish and chips and things, but we also live in the Devon countryside, and I wanted to bring that back into Torbay to let people know that we still have got that as well.
Okay. Now, the restaurant is called Firewood.
Yep.
Good name, I have to say. So what kind of food can we expect? Oh, sorry, I should say cuisine, shouldn't I, really?
Yeah. So like I said, obviously, because we're in the Devon countryside, we're trying to keep it, like, sort of as close to that as we can. So we've got, like, we've got a bit of everything for everyone, really. We've got, like, we've got rabbit venison and pigeon pie, so like a game pie on the menu. We've got, like, chicken. We've even actually thrown a bit of fish in there as well, just for, the holiday, like, because there's a caravan park down the road, so people would like that. We've got, like, things like smoked duck breast. That's just sort of an evening option. In the daytime, though, we sort of keep it still quite light bites, so you still do have, like, your wraps, your sandwiches, jacket potatoes, salads, nachos, things like that. Just something you can, it's a bit more chilled out and relaxed in the afternoons.
I imagine it must get quite frantic with people coming in to get their Christmas trees, and it's kind of nice, really, to think that you can then go and get a drink and something to eat.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that, to be honest with you. It's nice, like, because especially families, you know what I mean? It can take ages to pick a Christmas tree out of all those Christmas trees. So they've had quite a long walk around and that, and the kids getting a bit hungry. So they say it's nice to be able to come in. And funnily enough, it's actually really, really warm. Like, the building itself is really insulated. So they come in out the cold and that, and they can sit down, they can take their time picking something, and just sort of enjoy the atmosphere and that.
As a nation, we've got far more sophisticated in our approach to food, isn't it? In the old day, or even sort of 10 years ago, you would have gone to a cafe somewhere, and the only things that would have been available would be burger and chips and maybe a jacket potato. But for you to be pitched up there and doing sort of smoked duck breast, I must admit, I'm salivating uncontrollably now.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Yeah, like you say, as a nation, we really, especially like you've got Heston Blumenthal, people like that, who experiment with lots of different foods, and obviously you've got a lot of chefs out there who've got their own ideas, and they're quite, they're more confident about giving these things a go now. And I think especially Torbay, actually, as a general now, we seem to really come through with food at the moment. I mean, there's lots of little places that are, like On the Rocks, for example, they've got the Michelin. They're in the Michelin Good Food Guide and that, and there's a lot of places that I think are following that, or in places like that. So I think, you're right, really. I think we're just trying to do something that.
I'll tell you what you want to do. You should do one of these proper barbecues that lasts for hours and hours, because the smoke that you could get from Christmas tree smoke, from pine smoke, would just be amazing flavours.
Yeah, really nice, that one. I think that's we're looking at something like that for the summer, like lots of nice barbecues, like lots of smoked meat and stuff.
I mean, that's one of the things I was going to say, because obviously we are talking seasonal. So this, I guess, in a way, works for bringing people into the Christmas tree farm and sort of thinking about their tree at all times of the year. Yeah,
exactly. I'm not sure exactly. I think they've got other plans to develop the site as well. I'm not sure exactly.
Ooh,
but
okay.
I suppose it almost keeps Christmas on people's minds all year round, I suppose.
Not sure everyone would be that keen on that. But it's a great idea, and a different location, as you say, because you must look out towards Dartmoor, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Bury Pomeroy and all that out towards that way. Yeah.
So
it's just green fields everywhere. It's really, really nice. It's really, just as you drive in, it's an incredible sight.
And obviously the sort of the slight forestation, but in the other direction.
Yeah. It's everywhere, really.
As a bar, so if people want to come in then just to have a drink, obviously fully licensed.
Yeah, fully licensed bar. Yeah.
So you can just come in, chill out, have a drink. Have we got any other? Because there must be kind of special winter warmer drinks.
So we do at the moment. We're doing a lot of mulled wine.
I bet.
So we're getting through that a lot. And also we've actually got from Bay's Brewery Jingle Ale, which is going quite well.
Oh, right, okay. The seasonal ale, because there's another one, isn't there? Is it Dasher's Tinkle, I think it's called, from somewhere?
Yeah, I think, I can't remember who does it, but yeah.
Half the fun is the names they come up with, some of these brews. It really
Brilliant.
is, isn't it? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, I can imagine that just the sight and the smell and the feel of everything Christmassy down there is worth coming down for, if nothing else.
Yeah, definitely.
How do people, can they have a look at an online menu or anything?
We've got a big Facebook at the moment going, and we're still in the stages of getting the websites finalised, and we're sort of developing an app as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I've got a friend of mine who's just helped me out with that, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get all that finalised and sorted. And people will be able to view it online, book tables online through the app as well.
Very posh. So how many? Is the technical term covers?
Yeah, covers. Yeah, so we can do 56 covers.
Right. Okay.
So it's quite moderate size.
Right. That sounds like quite enough, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So it's not. Yeah, it's not too much.
Do you get any time off over Christmas?
I don't actually.
Oh.
We're even open Christmas Day. We're taking bookings for Christmas Day as well now.
Wow.
So.
And presumably that's going to be the traditional roast turkey?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the chef's put a little twist on it. He likes to put a little twist on things. He's quite good, he is, to be fair to him. So yeah.
How can you put a twist on a roast turkey?
He's done so. It's a bird wrapped in a pig.
Oh.
Rather than So it's I think he's done. So he's got turkey breast slices, rolled it in bacon. Stuffing, it's really nice.
Turkey in the ultimate blanket, really, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. The ultimate blanket.
I like it. Listen, that sounds fantastic. We'll come and check you out so we can find you on Facebook. A website and an app are coming, and we can look forward to those incredible smoked barbecues during the summer as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Firewood is where we'll be spending our summer. Scott, thank you so much for your time and have a fantastic Christmas.
You too. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the TorbayHour Radio Show.
Certainly is, thanks to Babacamin and their continued support in the Christmas party nights, which must be in full swing now. Christmas parties, my word.
I know, I had mine on the weekend. I apologise to everyone at the English Riviera Centre.
Now, this is the thing. Is anyone prepared to admit that they've particularly embarrassed themselves?
No, I didn't. I left early.
Oh, right.
But yes, if you've had a Christmas party, then let us know if you did embarrass yourself, because I want to laugh at you.
Now, the hour has gone from being in a kind of stasis, probably a kind of caffeine and Christmas shopping in view, kind of doldrums state, to being crazy.
Yeah, I'm sat here before 8 o'clock going, it's going to be quiet, and then you've all just gone crazy and opened up. So first thing I picked up before the hour started, Torbay Tourism, they sent out a request last week for any hoteliers in the area to offer rooms to over Christmas for people in Cumbria that have been flooded out of their house. Obviously,
right. Yeah.
A family room for them to just come down and just get their mind off of it. So a big well done to Ashley Court Hotel, Cleve Court Hotel, the Marine Hotel and the Cavendish Hotel. They've all offered free rooms to people of Cumbria. I don't know how that all works out, but get in touch with Torbay Tourism. If you are a hotel or you know a hotel owner in the Bay that wants to offer that, then get in touch with @Torbay Tourism.
Fantastic. What a great initiative.
Yeah, love that one. A few new people tonight, so I think everyone's just got tweeting devices ready for Christmas and stuff. So @BNI_locomotive, they're joining us tonight, I think for the first time. @Corona Coffee Tea, he's also new. @CF Systems and @Scoots Clothing. So get in touch with all of those, give all of those a follow. And say hi. Now,
we seem to have involved ourselves in a bunch of Star Wars flavoured tweets. I'm getting very excited. I'm going to the 12:01 screening of The Force Awakens on Thursday. It's Wednesday night, Thursday morning, whichever one to say it. James Twigger is equally excited. We're going to separate performances, we'll clarify that. But we seem to have started something on Twitter this evening with Star Wars related quotes to things going on.
Really?
Yeah. So if you have something that you can try and twist doing business in Torbay and South Devon, or indeed this show, into Star Wars, then try. It's working.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Ah.
I was trying to do a tweet version, but you said try, so I had to do it.
what's going on there? And yeah. Okay. It's absolutely impossible to do a Yoda impersonation on Twitter, but unless someone can Photoshop Martin with you, no, we'll move on. Time for music now. We've got some great music on the show tonight. Now we've got a particularly great song on the way from the Military Wives Choir, the opposite end of the volume scale. We had some requests for some rock. We played this a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago on the show, to rave reviews from Even You. Love that. I'm back in. I'm going through my melodic rock phase at the moment, and I'm loving that. Very loud.
We'll do festive in a bit, but you've got to have a rock out. Wake everybody up early on in the show. Get it done.
Absolutely. It is the TorbayHour radio show. It's around about 8:20 if you're listening live, which hopefully you are. Got to say hi to the Aussie Man of Magic with us 2 weeks running. He's very proud of that. I'm even more proud. He likes it so much, he's come back again.
Yeah, and you just suggested getting him on the show, which would be great on the radio.
Well, yeah. I didn't think that one through before I made the suggestion.
We'll work something out. Webcam.
Anyway, yeah. But anyway, right. What have we got coming in? It's gone busy.
Right. So earlier we asked what the A380 is going to be called. Simon Waugh's come on and said, is it going to be the A3801?
Good question, and obviously we don't know the answer.
Good question, good point. While he's on, he's also promoting our networking event at the end of February. That's celebrating our second birthday. So if you want to come along to that one, follow the link in his thing or go on to torbayhour.co.uk and you can get your tickets via that.
You've almost stopped dribbling as well, and you can walk now. It's incredible, isn't it?
I'm like that. Hey,
what?
Hang on a minute. Did you see me yesterday? I guess so. So far, we're doing all right. Welcome back, Matt Rogan. He's joining us for the first time in a while on Torbay Hour. About time. Come on, Matt, sort it out.
Yeah. You'd have thought he'd know how radio would work, wouldn't you, really? But there you go.
Well, you'd think. Yeah. At SE Party Hire, they're looking for new followers tonight for all your function needs. They've got a click and collect service as well, so give them a follow if you've got any events coming up in 2016. And our very own Paint and Poet, he's got a free book out at the moment, Twitch's First Christmas. It's out on Kindle. So just search for Twitch's First Christmas and Before Christmas. You can get that for free. I
love those. It's such a good way to discover new authors, those free weekends. If you are an author and you've never considered doing it, and it goes against the grain, doesn't it? Start giving away your work, but it's such a good way. I've bought so many people's work as a result of reading the books. Very, very good.
Yeah, you can go about it the nice way, or you can go about it the evil way. The nice way is you put out a good book and people like what you've written and then look at what else you've written. The nasty way is to put out half a book. And then people have to buy the next half, which
is cruel.
Yes, indeed,
it's cruel. Right, it's time to let's talk more music now. Now, this is something. I mean, we always talk about having acts on the show that originate from Devon, and when I say the Military Wives Choir, you might think, what? Hey, but the original choir came from Chivenor, of course, in North Devon.
Indeed.
Now, we're really lucky at the Music Mill to have Alison Aiken, who works here and, in fact, pretty much runs the place, I think it's fair to say. And Ali was actually in the original choir. Isn't that right, Ali?
I was, yeah. Very, really, very, very lucky to be part of the Gareth Malone series. And, spent 9 months with him, trying to learn how to sing. So we've done some amazing things, and we're lucky enough to have the Christmas #1 4 years ago. We spent the last sort of 3 weeks, shall we say, putting together a new song.
Now, this was all a bit under wraps, wasn't it? Because, I mean, Gareth's touring, he was in Plymouth last weekend at the Pavilions, but there was no hint of a new Military Wives Choir song.
No. So he's not been so involved this time. We were approached by Walking with the Wounded, which is a charity which actually you probably see there's quite a bit going on at the moment in regards to Prince Harry is doing his kind of final walk with some members of the Walking with the Wounded, actually, and I think they arrive at St Paul's Cathedral this evening. So, to raise awareness and also raise funds for those, guys and girls in the military who need that help, that have been wounded. And we were approached by the Walking with the Wounded, and they wanted to do a song, and a brilliant song, which is 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, which is, a fun Scottish song. Yes, we've been really very lucky to record that, and we released that last week.
There couldn't be any more appropriate tune, really, could there, for the Walking with the Wounded?
Not really, no. And, we all feel tremendously proud and kind of, very lucky to kind of be part of a campaign that will hopefully raise some money for both Walking with the Wounded and for the Military Wives choirs. So it wasn't just my choir that did the recording. There were four of the Military Wives choirs came together to have the recording in Metropolis Studios in London, which was gifted, which was very, very kind. So yeah, all very exciting. But we're on the big kind of push now to get people to kind of download it. Only 99 pence, but all the proceeds from that go to both those charities. So really worthwhile cause.
Now, when you think that you probably spend 2 or 3 times that on having a cup of coffee and sort of reading a newspaper in the morning, it's not an awful lot, really, is it?
Not at all. No. And it is a really uplifting song, quite Christmassy in places as well. So we hope that people will join in, download, and kind of get on our journey, so to speak. And there's loads of stuff on Facebook and various other platforms as well, with kind of fun with video. So we're encouraging people to download the song, create a video to the song itself, and then share it, and then nominate others to do so, because we want it to be a fun process. Yeah, so fingers crossed we might get some more people downloading this week, so that'd be really good.
Now, when you watch the TV show, and obviously the original Military Wives Choir, and then sort of Gareth did various other sort of choirs through various corporations, didn't he, as well? Are they something which really draws people together? Did it have the desired effect on the Military Wives?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I can only speak from personal experience, but I've made lifelong friendships within my choir and sort of the network as a whole. And yeah, it does. It just brings a community of people together, doing something, that is fun, that they can kind of share with the people around them. So absolutely, it's the one thing that I look forward to every week. And when our loved ones are not always with us, it's another family. It is another group of people that you can fall back on, that will help you through. So very, very lucky to have a wonderful group of ladies that I sing with each week. So very lucky.
You are, of course, the only person I know that can say they've sung with Gary Barlow as well.
Very, very true. Yeah. When I say sung with, I mean there were about 40 other women, but yes, I can absolutely hold my hand up to that. So
don't knock it. Don't knock it.
No, I just feel exceptionally lucky.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the one who goes along with you. Walk 500, I'm walking 500. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the one who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who gets
Nice cough. Isn't that wonderful? The new song from the Military Wives Choir. And I'll tell you what else would be wonderful as well, is if the Chancellor would waive the VAT on that, like he's done for the X Factor single too.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Is it going to charity? It is a bit,
he's going to charity, but wouldn't it be great if he did the same thing for that song as well?
Yes, definitely.
If you want to get hold of that, you can get it from whichever thing you subscribe to, whether it's iTunes, whatever the Google equivalent is, and I should know, but
Google Play.
Google Play, that'll be it. You can get it from any of your download sources as well as physical copy on CD as well. I did mine earlier on. So get downloading.
And we challenge you to not sing along in a Scottish accent.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
We were doing it in the studio. It's everything we could do to not wear a kilt.
Oh, no. Oh. Makes you feel... Oh,
yeah,
no.
We'll move very swiftly on that one, please. Right, it's the Torbay Hour radio show. Thanks to the Babacom Inn. The continued party nights in the run-up to Christmas, the Christmas party nights. I suddenly realised that after tonight there are only 9 days left, so we're into single-figure countdown until Christmas Eve, until Father Christmas comes knocking on your chimney if you've been a good boy or a girl.
Yeah, well, I've got my chimney blocked.
Well, it's fortunate he can use magic to get into your house then, isn't it?
Oh, he's got his magic key, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Right, what you got?
Right, okay, so at _JS Gibson_, he's hosting a student-run charity meal in April at Horizon News, so I'm sure we'll find out a bit more about that as time goes on. At PIRL Systems, they do a GPS device for all outdoor activities, direct communications with search and rescue teams. If you've got people going out walking on Dartmoor at the moment, or not at the moment, but, you know, people that like going out on Dartmoor, people that go canoeing, people that go cycling, whatever, this actually isn't too bad. I do a lot of walking on Dartmoor myself, and I'm considering it.
Really? Hang on a second, let's go previous on that. You do a lot of walking on Dartmoor?
Yeah.
What, from the car to the pub?
No, 16 miles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'll show you photos in a minute. Right, that's it. I'm going to start tweeting
anyway,
photos.
Sorry, I've interrupted you.
So, yeah, at PIRL Systems, if you're still looking for something for them for Christmas, then definitely check that out. That's a local one. The Pig Apple.
Okay.
Right. How about some slow roasted, whole chicken, carved on site for service, served with delicious slaw and more.
Right, yeah.
I am hunting them down in 2016. There is no two ways about it.
Okay. With crackling.
And that, your kill almost put me off of that. The idea of you in a kill almost put me off of that. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. At bygones_Torquay, they're open every day apart from Christmas Day. That's their hashtag Victorian working conditions. So if you're
got those here.
If you're looking for something to keep the kids occupied over Christmas, then check that out, because that's worth doing. And a good evening to Emma Fazy, at Emma Fazy, new to Torbay Hour and new to the Torbay Hour radio show, dragged on board by Simon Waugh.
Good man.
Well done.
It's like a press gang. We'll have people roaming Torbay and South Devon, going into houses and switching computers on to tune-in radio, the easiest way of getting it on your phone or your computer or whatever. Sounds like a great idea, actually.
Just walk down the street, grab people's phones off of them and tune them into the music mill.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Right. If you want to get in touch, hashtag Torbay Hour if you've got something important. Maybe you know the designation for the A380 after it becomes redundant in a kind of the old road kind of way. Maybe we'll just call it the old road. The old Newton Road.
The old Newton Road, or A3801 or A380A.
30A.
A380A. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to try and conduct investigations. Anyway, while we're talking travel, we have a tame travel agent on board. There's many things happening in the world of travel all over Europe, all over the country. And we've got to say a warm welcome back to Suzanne Wren. Good evening, Suzanne.
Good evening to you.
We're very close to Christmas now.
Certainly are. Not long, counting the nights.
Now, sadly, where I want to start tonight is the events of a few weeks ago in Paris.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things which struck me is more and more people are looking at going to Paris, whether it's Euro Disney, whether it's sort of weekend breaks, things like that. And I was wondering what the effect on an incident like the atrocity there has on the travel business. And also, if there are things which, if you are travelling abroad, you should be doing before you go.
Okay, well, obviously with any event such as Paris, it does affect immediately people's perspective. They become nervous, worried about going to the destination, whether something else is going to happen again. But in all honesty, when something like this does happen, it's safer there immediately after than it was before.
Is that because of the sort of military crackdown on what's going on?
Well, exactly. The security is always increased. As we know, it came to light when Paris happened that there was a threat for Brussels as well. So security is increased, at every port, whether it's airports, whether it's ferries, trains, everywhere, military, police, all areas. And, as I say, the reality of it is, sadly, that it is a lot safer after such an awful event than it is prior to. But, of course, human nature is that when something like that happens, you are worried, and that's completely understandable. I would say the effect that it's had on the industry, I mean, it's been a tough time all round. We've had Tunisia, we've had Sharm el-Sheikh, now Paris, and I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the industry. And with the travelling public, they're worried, they don't know what's going to happen next. It's not a good world out there at the moment for any of us, to be honest, but I think that we've all got to stand our ground and say, well, we're not going to let this affect us. I mean, in reality, Rick, as we all know, the chances of something happening are very slim as individuals, and it's just down to you to say, well, I'm not going to let them get the better, and we're going to carry on travelling and living our lives.
I mean, I guess to a certain degree, the difference with somewhere like Paris or Brussels is many, many more of us will have probably been there. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of on our doorstep. I mean, it's not like happening in the UK, and God forbid it ever does. But to a certain degree, when you see Sharm el-Sheikh, and friends of mine were caught up in the plane coming down over there, that's kind of remote. It's another world away, whereas Paris is very much a European hub.
I totally agree with you. Yes, it is. But then we look back and look at the terrorist attacks in London. It's happened to us. It's happened in this country. So it's just the realisation that I think, to be honest with you, it could happen anywhere. And it's just taking care, being aware of your surroundings, sort of looking out for, if you see things that are unusual, bags left, etc. I was actually in Australia the last couple of weeks on a train in the suburbs in Melbourne. There was a carrier bag left there. Now, everyone else on the train seemed completely okay with it. But I think for us as Europeans, having come, or gone out there just after the Paris attacks, we were very aware, and we actually moved ourselves away from it.
How supportive are the travel industry? I mean, obviously, some of this comes down to you having decent travel insurance, not in the aftermath of an attack, but in the press directly after Paris, there were various travel agencies or operators saying that they would refund. If you didn't want to travel, they would refund money on flights and things like that. Yeah,
I have to say, as a rule, the industry is great. And they will do anything that they can for their customers. At the end of the day, the airlines, the hotels, the tour operators, they are running businesses. And they have been losing hundreds of thousands of pounds over all of these events. So it is difficult, but wherever possible, they will be as flexible as they can be for the customer. We had Disney obviously shut down after the events for a few days in respect for those that died. So, customers were able to change dates or cancel or, sort of move to alternatives. They were very understanding, as were the majority of the airlines. But there comes a point where they have to say, do you know what? You're not booked to go next August, and I understand you're worried about it, but we just can't, sort of refund your money.
And that's where then having a decent travel insurance policy with cancellation comes in.
Well, I think you need to check the insurance policies because a lot of them don't cover terrorist acts. So this is a problem. And a lot of people don't actually check their policies and don't understand exactly what is covered. And as I say, acts of terrorism quite often aren't covered by insurance. So it is down to the goodwill of the airlines and the the hoteliers and the tour operators being able to move things wherever they can. And as I say, when things like this happen, more often than not, if the Foreign Office are saying it's still safe to travel there, then but the customers are immediately worried, then there are possibilities of changing. Once the Foreign Office change their ruling and say it's unsafe to go, as we have with Sharm because of the airport issues, then basically the airlines have been cancelling their flights anyway. At the moment, I think they're up to sort of towards the end of January. So all customers who were booked are being given refunds, or they're being given the options to change their dates. People at the moment who've got bookings departing sort of February time, March time, are having to sort of hold on and wait and see what happens, whether the airlines are going to be cancelling, sort of those dates as we move forward.
And I guess this is another reason why using an independent travel agent such as yourself is an advantage, because you will know some of these ins and outs and what insurance policies cover.
Exactly, and we're there to then help and rebook. And it's, sort of if you've booked, for example, direct with a tour operator or with an airline, and you want to change dates or destinations, sometimes it's not always possible to do it with that same company. Whereas if you're with an agent, we can, if we can get you a refund on your original booking, we can then look at all the alternative companies. So it makes it a lot simpler process for travellers if they've used sort of a good independent agent.
So have you seen a tail off in people perhaps taking sort of winter breaks to Paris, city breaks and things like that?
Naturally, yes. Sort of immediately after, people didn't want to travel to Paris, which is totally understandable. But on saying that, it happens with all the destinations when these sort of events happen, and they soon start to sort of gain confidence, and I'm sure it won't be long before, business to Paris is on the up again. But city breaks in general, people are still enjoying them and still wanting to enjoy Europe, sort of whether it be Paris, whether it be Barcelona, Madrid, sort of Poland, Krakow, they're still very popular, and Paris will become popular again, but it will just take a little more time.
Okay, on a much lighter note now, in 10 days' time it's Christmas Eve, and what seems to happen is literally as soon as Christmas Day is out of the way, all of the adverts suddenly change to summer holidays.
Yes.
Now, this is, I'm guessing, a busy time for you.
Traditionally, after Christmas and into January, traditionally it was always the biggest booking period of the year for the travel industry. To be very honest with you, it's changing slightly, and it's not necessarily as it was. Although the tour companies and the holiday adverts you will see, they will still be there. It's not as focused as much as it was, and in the industry we are finding that January is still very busy and is still very good for everybody, but it tends to spread out a little more into February. And the feeling is, sort of this show, in light of what has been happening, is that, sort of it may be a little more reserved, the bookings in January. People might want to wait and see what's going on, sort of in the world, in light of everything that's happened this year. So again, it may be that January is a little quieter than it was, sort of 5-10 years ago, when bookings were very, very popular at that time of year. But it is a moving situation.
Okay, so does this mean if people are nervous about travelling to Europe, presumably, the king of security is America. Does that mean that they are doing well out of this current situation?
America's business, sort of has continued to thrive, and not just America. In fact, other long-haul destinations. I mean, there have been introductions of charter flights by Thomas Cook, by Thompson's, to more long-haul destinations over the last couple of years, more to the Caribbean, down to the Indian Ocean, and to the US. So they're recognising that, sort of as people maybe feel a little more threatened in Europe, whether it be Paris, whether it be Turkey, whether it be North Africa, they're having to find destinations where travellers feel a little more comfortable and this is very much going towards the long haul market, without a doubt.
So are there any deals to be had? Where should we be looking then? If we're all going long haul, are we going to Caribbean beaches?
Caribbean beaches, Florida, sort of always been popular. And as I say, with a few more long haul charter flights, Costa Rica is somewhere that's very much up and coming. A fabulous destination with lots of great beaches, with great wildlife as well, so sort of something a bit different. To be honest with you, where people should be looking is very difficult to actually say, because everybody's requirements are different. Another area which has had huge growth and still is cruising and river cruising.
Oh, right.
So there are some fabulous deals that can be had. Sort of with cruising in particular, ocean cruising, they're very much vying for the market, because there was a big growth in the cruise market a couple of years back, and now they're very keen to get customers' business. They're quite often seeing offers of getting free drinks packages, free cabin upgrades, all sorts. So, and it's a market that, traditionally cruising used to be, I think it's for the older clientele. Not anymore. Huge family market, great facilities for families on board, and excellent value for money as well. People look at going all-inclusive to the Mediterranean. Don't just look at all-inclusive to the Mediterranean. Think about cruising as well, because there are some really good deals for families.
One final question for you. Obviously, the pound at the moment is pretty strong against the euro. 5 years ago, it was close to parity, wasn't it? You were sort of 1.5, something like that, to the pound. Mm-hmm. Currently now over 137-ish, I think, the last time I looked. Mm-hmm. How come the price isn't reflected when you look at that? You should be thinking, well, therefore my hotel room should be 20%, 30% cheaper than it was.
They buy so far in advance and contract so far in advance, when you look at the immediate rate, has no reflection on the rates that they were buying at. They were talking, 12 months ago, maybe even longer, on contracting. Sort of that can quite often be the case. And they have to, sort of allow for currency fluctuations as well when pricing for the clients. So again, that comes into consideration. So although the rate may be very good and you're thinking, well, that means it should be cheaper. Obviously, it's going to be cheaper when you're there. But initially, with the brochures, when you think some of them come out 18 months in advance. So that's when they've been contracting, and that's the rate that they're going to be paying the hotelier. So, sort of it's really going to be probably another year or so before the exchange rate benefits are seen in the pricing.
Right. Remind us how we get in touch with you.
Okay, well, there's several options. It can be Facebook, Suzanne Wren, personal travel agent, or email, and that's suzanne.wren@personaltravelagents.co.uk, or of course the good old phone, 01803 613 952.
It's good to talk.
You too. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you very much. Have a great Christmas.
You too. Bye.
This is the TorbayHour radio show.
Certainly is. Thanks to Suzanne there. Absolutely brilliant to get up to date with everything going on in the world of travel. Coming up to 10 to 9, evening to John Doherty. He's tweeted a photograph of military wives' cake. Well, a cake for the choir, I think, to be more accurate, but he's tweeted a picture of it, and we always like a bit of cake.
Always. We'd never get enough nowadays.
No, you're right, actually. And do you know what? When we started this show, it used to be a kind of an unwritten rule that when you came in, you brought cake with you. We haven't had cake in literally months now. Months and months.
6 months, maybe more.
Why aren't we shaped like a microphone stand?
Because I eat pie at school. At work.
At school.
At school. Yes, because I'm 15 again, don't you know?
Oh, of course. Oh, dear, don't you believe it. Right. OK, now, Holly Moina getting lots of love on Twitter tonight. Let's play a tune from her because everyone's saying it should be a Holly music night. Well, it is. It's Holly. See, Christmas themed. Completely passed you by.
Sorry, I was looking back at the stream. Sorry, yes, Holly, Christmas,
Holly,
well done.
Christmas, dear.
I'm tongue-tied with the words that I'll ever say. If you try to leave ask you to stay. Falling down, I'll pick you up. I'll turn it around, I won't give up. Hold my hand and I'll walk to the moon. Anywhere you like, we can go there too. Love isn't easy if it's not with you. Not with you. Fake a smile, I'll notice instantly. Wanted you to know that obviously love isn't easy if it's not with you. Not with you. Take my hand and guide the way. I know I can see, but you're in the way. Imagine the nights under the stars in the long grass, learning to dance. Give me the chance. Hold my hand and I'll walk to the moon. Anywhere you like, we can go there too. Love isn't easy if it's not with you. Not with you. Fake a smile, I'll notice instantly. Wanted you to know that obviously love isn't easy if it's not with you. Not with you. You'll always have me when I always have you. Love is so easy when I'm with you. I'm tongue-tied with words that I'll never say. Hold my hand and I'll walk to the moon. Anywhere you like, we can go there too. Love isn't easy if it's not with you. Not with you. Fake a smile, I'll notice instantly. Wanted you to know that obviously love isn't easy if it's not with you. Not with you. I'm tongue-tied with words that I'll never say. If you try to leave, I'll beg you to stay.
Ollie Moina and Tongue Tied on the Torbay Hour radio show. Simon Ward tweeted saying, "Oh, look at that people power." No, it's the interactive nature of this show, you see. If you ask, you get.
Yes.
Generally, unless there's money involved. Thanks to... we've got pictures of cake flying in now. John Doherty is tweeting cakes like there's no tomorrow. As is Aussie Man of Magic. Christmas tree cakes. I like those.
Christmas tree cakes.
Christmas tree cake. And they're kind of small cakes. We're not talking one great big cake. There are lots and lots of multiples. It's like a forest.
Wow.
A forest of cake.
Right, 2016, I'm going back on my diet.
Well, that gives you, what, 2 weeks to sort of get on in there.
Oh, yeah, I've got the Christmas cupboard already going.
Cake and curry.
Cake, curry, beer, wine, stuff.
Your cupboard might explode, if not you,
yes.
come Christmas Day.
Fingers
right, what's
crossed.
coming in on the stream?
Right, congratulations to Hanbury's in Torquay. They've been nominated for a National Fish and Chip Award. Of course, bricks and fish, Devon fat, I don't know, chips, potatoes, can't go wrong, Torbay. Got to win.
Do you know what? There is a secret to the great chip, and I think it's probably something that your chipper will probably take with them to their grave. But you cannot replicate a chip shop chip at home.
No, you can't.
Now, someone did, and I won't come close to the radio on this one. Apparently, if you partially cook them, then take them out of the fat again and just leave them to sit there, and then you cook them again. That can be a bit of a
double cooking.
Bit of a double cooking.
Well, yeah, but maybe it's just the fact that they take it out of the fryer a bit quick, chuck it in that hot box thing.
Yeah.
And then it just drains in there for a little bit. And then
refry them again.
No, they don't refry them, do they?
I don't know.
No.
Anyway, look, back to the show.
At Shop by Rob, he's offering studio portrait gift vouchers, just £25 to get someone a gift of the photo of their own face.
Nice.
For Christmas.
A selfie voucher.
Voucher.
Talking of gift vouchers, the Music Mill has a range of Music Mill vouchers. You can use them for anything. You could use them in the dance school. You could use them in the recording studio, whatever. So if you've got a musician or a dancer in your family and you just think, hey, I'd like to give them 20, 30 quid, they can put it towards next term's dancing or something. Gift vouchers available now. Contact reception 01626 361 999 or via the website, and you're sorted. Simple as that.
And if anyone wants to buy me any gift vouchers, I'll do a radio course. I'll do a course on how to be a radio presenter.
You're doing fine.
At DE Collins 05, he's been offering business coaching in 2016 with focus, discipline and attitude. So if you're looking for a bit of a push next year, then get in touch with him. Also, at Shop Up the High Street, they've got a free small business retail conference on January the 11th from 4:15 in the afternoon, obviously. At 4:15 in the morning would be a bit of a push, but that's definitely something worth checking out. Bit of information there.
Would show dedication, though, wouldn't it? 4:15 in the morning.
Definite
I see
dedication.
it regularly. I can tell you it takes dedication.
Is there two 4:15s?
Yeah, definitely. I've already seen one. I've seen two today already.